Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of This Twig. My name is Angelica, and I'm broadcasting from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And my name is Sarah, and I'm broadcasting from Washington, D.C.
Hi everyone, my name is Rintu Saju and I'm coming to you all from Los Angeles, California.
Hi everyone, my name is Shweta Dewan and I'm coming to you from Toronto. I'm also currently a co-director with MentorNet.
Hi everyone, I'm coming to you from Toronto. My name is Emily and I'm also a co-director with MentorNet.
Great. So today we'll be diving into global health mentorship world, a world that many of you new graduates or final year students might be really interested in. So mentorship is something we've talked about a lot when careers are coming up. It's often seen as a good way to help carve out your career path no matter what field you're in. A mentor can be a good sounding board for your ideas, help you identify skills needed for the field, and then even sometimes lead up to potential job opportunities within the field. I have Shweta and Emily from MentorNet. They're going to talk about global health mentorships programs and the ongoing since 2011. So they'll talk about the benefits of those mentorship programs and how the program actually works.
So to kickstart on our discussion about MentorNet, my first question to both Shweta and Emily is, definitely MentorNet is a unique program and it's a unique idea in itself. So can you go ahead and give us a little information or idea about how you went about thinking about this global health mentorship program and how exactly it works?
Yeah, definitely. So MentorNet was inspired from a global health mentorship program that was run by a medical students association, and given the nature of that organization, they only accepted applications from medical students. So in 2011, which is when MentorNet began, but also when there was an explosion in interest in global health education, a group of 5 students and young professionals recognized that there was really nothing equivalent to that mentorship program for non-medical students. So they proposed a plan to have a mentorship program to an NGO called the Canadian Society for International Health, and asked them if they wanted to host a program like this. The leadership loved the idea, and in the first year, they recruited basically through word of mouth. And since then, the program has been running for 5 years. This year, we'll be actually wrapping up our 5th year of the program next month. And this year, with 37 pairs, and in addition to Canadian participants, by the virtue of it being a Canadian-based program, we also have participants from Australia, India, Brazil, and the United States. In terms of how the program works, very briefly, it's an 8-month program that runs from January to August in the calendar year. The program is centered on a module-based curriculum, where at the beginning of the year we match SIPs, which are students and young professionals, with a mentor based on their overlapping interests. Once they meet, they have their first meeting, they recognize a list of 8 topics in global health that they wish to learn about. They send this list to a program liaison who is essentially a facilitator, and once the liaison receives the list, the first week of every month, they send the pair a module, which is a 2 to 3 page handout that provides an introduction on that specific topic, a list of resources for them to learn about, and then a list of questions that the mentor and the SIP can discuss. Once the module is received, the mentor and the SIP essentially set up a time to meet on Skype or in person, wherever they're located, and then they work through the module. In addition to the didactic interaction, the program also has a Facebook page for peer-to-peer mentorship to happen, and we also have in-person meet and greet happening at conferences and universities. So lots of opportunities to really learn and network in the community.
Thank you. That sounds like it's a really impressive program, and I know so many young people, they come out of school or even towards the end of school, and they don't really know where to start and how to get started, and it sounds like that has just been really beneficial for a lot of people. I'm sure you've heard a lot of great feedback, heard success stories. I was wondering if maybe Emily could share with us some of the success stories that have come out of it and some of the benefits that you've heard.
Yeah, certainly. So the really interesting thing about mentorship and MentorNet as a program is that mentorship itself is really such a personal experience. My idea of a successful mentorship relationship may be, totally different to someone else's, and yet we both may find equally valid benefits in the experience. And this diversity in perspective is really reflected in the MentorNet program, with participants reporting a huge variety of benefits from being involved in the program. So for students and young professionals, though, some of the benefits that we hear most often relate to enhanced knowledge of global health topics. Because the program follows a module-based curriculum and students and young professionals have the opportunity to get a little taste of a variety of different topics, students often come out of the program feeling like they have a more comprehensive understanding of global health. Another benefit that often we hear is that SIPs have a greater awareness of career options in global health as a result of the interactions they've had with their mentor. In addition to this guidance and support, having a mentor also inevitably means that you're able to grow your network of connections and contacts in global health, which is, of course, always a good thing to pursue as a young career professional. The program thoughts around global health. Mentors also report that connecting with students and young professionals and even engage with some very unique and difficult challenges facing SIPs entering the global health workforce. Lastly, mentors tend to report that they really benefit from mentoring relationships, as it allows them to, the very unique opportunity to guide and maybe provide a bit of wisdom to the incoming generation of global health leaders, which is a very cool thing. In terms of success stories, in the 5 years that the program has been running, there's been a lot of really incredible and interesting SIP mentor pair relationships. And we've had SIPs and mentors often going above and beyond the programming that we provide and engage in a variety of different things. We've had, for example, SIP mentor pairs writing book chapters together, putting together publications as well. We've had mentors arrange speaking engagements for SIPs at various events and conferences. And even in some cases, mentors have been able to facilitate internship or employment opportunities for their SIPs as well. So many of the SIP mentor pairs, they continue their mentoring relationship, which to us is the biggest success of it all, and it really speaks to this, the quality of the program and what it provides. But again, given that mentorship means so many different things to so many different people, our understanding of mentorship is always evolving, it's always changing, and although this fluidity makes things a little bit difficult at times, it's also one of the reasons that MentorNet is such an interesting and dynamic program to be a part of.
That definitely sounds amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all the success stories. My next question is that, a lot of people have mentors or some people that they consider their mentors. So what's the difference or benefits of doing this formal program versus just seeking out mentors on their own?
Yeah, that's a great question. Finding a mentor on your own is always encouraged, and while a structured program like this can help, it is by no means meant to replace finding a mentor altogether, because there's always great mentors in our academic institutions and our professional settings, and they all have a lot of great stuff to offer, so it's always encouraged to pursue that. But a place where the structured program can really come into play is if one is having challenges finding a mentor, they just haven't found someone, or two, they're able to find someone but not form a connection that would really allow them to get the guidance they need for their own career planning. And a structured program in particular can help in a few ways. The first advantage of a program like this is that the mentor you're paired with has essentially filled out an application form to be a part of this program, and they're made aware of the expectations from the program. So essentially, the mentor you're matched with is very interested and committed to your learning, which can often be a very big pitfall in an informal setting. The second advantage to having a structured program, or at least MentorNet anyway, is the luxury of having a program liaison, because that really allows you to solely focus on your learning and not think about the logistical challenges, because the program liaison is there to send you an email at the first week of every month where you would have a module. You would have all the resources to have a discussion on a certain topic area, so there doesn't have to be a lot of researching to do. And if at any point you have some sort of a conflict or are not able to meet your mentor at a certain time, you have the liaison to support you through that process. So that definitely supports learning a lot more. And lastly, I think the biggest advantage of having a structure that we find through our evaluations is that having a structure supports results-driven relationship, which can often be something that we can be passive about in an informal setting, at least in my personal opinion. So with this program, what we do is we encourage pairs to really articulate the goals that they need to achieve at the onset of the program. And throughout the program, we have 3 evaluations. You have your pre, mid, and post. And we have monthly check-ins that allow the pairs to constantly reflect and monitor how they're growing and working their way towards the goals, which is a huge factor that allows SIPs to accomplish all of the great things that Emily just touched on, but also to gain a really clear insight on what the next step in their career should be.
Sweta, that sounds great. I think structure is so important for mentorship programs. Sometimes it can happen organically, but I know from experience being on both sides, sometimes just having the structure there, you get a lot more out of. So I know that all of us on this panel are quite impressed, but for all the viewers out there that might be saying, this sounds great, I want to be part of this, can you share a little bit about how they can get involved and what the application process is and what goes into that?
Sure, yeah, I can speak to that. So one of the most exciting elements of MentorNet, we get to recruit new SIPs and mentors to join the program. And we get to see all of the unique and exciting activities that SIPs and mentors are involved with in the world of global health, and then try to bring these groups together and in a way that matches their expectations and interests. A difficult process, but one that's certainly a very interesting one as well. So for those of you who are interested in getting involved with MentorNet, for the 2017 program year, recruitment will occur in the fall of 2016, so just in a couple of months. Interested SIPs and mentors should check our website, Facebook page, and Twitter for the exact application launch date, closer to September. But to apply, the process it's fairly simple. We ask SIPs and mentors to both fill in a relatively short application consisting of questions related to previous global health experiences, educational background, topics of interest in global health, as well as their motivation for engaging in a mentoring relationship. And the application is really our primary means of evaluating getting to know applicants. So for those of you who do go on to apply for the program, we really encourage you to provide some detailed answers that allow us to get to know you and what you're all about as a person. If you're accepted into the program, the steering committee, which Shweta just mentioned earlier, the steering committee team takes care of matching you with a mentor or mentee. And this is someone who has shared interest in global health as you. If possible, we also try to match participants based on location as well. With only one time zone to worry about, this not only makes online meetings easier to coordinate, but also gives SIPs and mentors the rare opportunity to connect in person as well, which is all obviously very desirable. So once the matching process is complete and we've figured out that you are well suited to a mentor or a mentee, the program officially begins in January and lasts for 8 months. So if you're interested in applying for the program or just want to learn more about how it all works, connect with us on Twitter, on Facebook, or through our website, and drop us a line and get in contact.
Well, thank you so much for sharing those details. It's really great to hear.
Yes, so thank you overall. It's a really interesting program. It's something that I've heard about before, and I'm really glad that I was able to be in the interview with you two to learn a lot more about definitely the success stories. So as a person that is, I think, still classified as a SIP, and knowing that there's such a great program out there and hopefully that many of our viewers will love to see. I want to again thank Emily and Shweta for giving us a unique taste into the global health mentorship opportunities that are out there and the benefits of actually being in this mentorship program. Be sure to look out for the application fall, which is a short period away. I hope that you would subscribe, follow us on Twitter if you would like to see more episodes like this. Have a good one.
Bye.